I think that when we talk about morality, what we are talking about is all of God's children, the poor, the wretched. They have a right to go to a doctor when they are sick. You know, there is a lot of talk in this country from politicians about family values. You've all heard that. Well, let me tell you about a family value. In my view, there is no justice when low-income and working-class mothers are forced to separate from their babies 1 or 2 weeks after birth and go back to work because they need the money that their jobs provide. Now, I know everybody here, we all are, maybe in different ways, but all of us believe in family values. Jane and I have 4 kids. We have 7 beautiful grandchildren. We believe in family values. But it is not a family value when all of you know that the most important moments in time of a human being's life is the first weeks and months after that baby is born. That is the moment when mother bonds with the baby, gets to love and know her baby, and dad is there as well. That is what a family is about. And those of you, or at least those of you who are parents, more parents back here than there, I suspect, you know what an unforgettable moment that is, what an important moment that is. And I want you to think whether you believe it is a family value that the United States of America is the only major country on earth that does not provide paid family and medical leave. Now, in English, what that means is that all over the world, when a woman has her baby, she is guaranteed the right, because society understands how important that moment is. She is guaranteed the right to stay home and get income in order to nurture her baby. And that is why I believe, when we talk about family values, that the United States government must provide at least 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave. In my view, there is no justice in our country when youth unemployment exists at tragically high levels. I requested a study last month from a group of economists, and what they told me is that 51% of African American high school graduates between the ages of 17 and 20 are unemployed or underemployed. 51%. We have in this country sufficient amounts of money to put more people in jail than any other country on earth. The United States has more people in jail than China, a communist authoritarian country. But apparently, we do not have enough money to provide jobs and education to our young people. I believe that's wrong. I am not a theologian. I am not an expert on the Bible, nor am I a Catholic. I am just a United States Senator from the small state of Vermont. But I agree with Pope Francis, who will soon be coming to visit us in the United States. I agree with Pope Francis when he says, and I quote, "The current financial crisis originated in a profound human crisis, the denial of the primacy of the human person." And this is what he writes: "We have created new idols. The worship of the ancient golden calf has returned in a new and ruthless guise in the idolatry of money and the dictatorship of an impersonal economy lacking a truly human purpose." End of quote. And the Pope also writes, quote, "There is a need for financial reform along ethical lines that would produce in its turn an economic reform to benefit everyone. Money has to serve, not to rule." End of quote. Now, those are pretty profound words, which I hope we will all think about. In the Pope's view, and I agree with him, we are living in a nation and in a world, and the Bible speaks to this issue, in a nation and in a world which worships not love of brothers and sisters, not love of the poor and the sick, but worships the acquisition of money and great wealth. I do not believe that is the country we should be living in. Money and wealth should serve the people. The people should not have to serve money and wealth. Throughout human history, there has been endless discussion. It is part of who we are as human beings, people who think and ask questions. Endless discussion and debate about the meaning of justice and about the meaning of morality. And I know that here at Liberty University, those are the kinds of discussions you have every day, and those are the kinds of discussions you should be having, and the kind of discussions we should be having all over America. I would hope, and I conclude with this thought, I would hope very much that as part of that discussion and part of that learning process, some of you will conclude that if we are honest in striving to be a moral and just society, it is imperative that we have the courage to stand with the poor, to stand with working people, and when necessary, take on very powerful and wealthy people whose greed, in my view, is doing this country enormous harm. Thank you all very much.